What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Get this, Tyson Fury confesses that he fought Deontay Wilder after a drinking spree. Wow. The three in-ring encounters between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder from 2018 to 2021 will go down as some of the most intense heavyweight battles of all boxing history. Although the scorecard or the scoreboards touts it as a lopsided affair in Fury's favor, reality reflects several more angles to it. Standing at 2-0 in one draw over Wilder, Fury manhandled his American rival in all three fights. However, he came across some harsh adversities, especially in the first and the third collisions. While there's no longer any doubt regarding Fury's dominance, the Briton has recently made some bombarding revelations. In a chat with Joe, Fury addressed several things, including the first clash with the Bronze Bomber. Tyson Fury said, I have got that old school mentality before Wilder won. I went downstairs and had 2 pints because I felt like it. Didn't do me any harm, did it? Wilder versus Fury 1 was Tyson Fury's first title fight since his win over Vladimir Klitschko in 2015. Coming into the battle, Wilder boasted an undefeated resume with a record-breaking KO ratio. All these factors could have curbed Fury's confidence. However, the Gypsy King offered the toughest challenge to Deontay Wilder and rose from a brutal final round knockdown. After that ended in a draw, the Brit left no doubts in the second and the third collision. Today, he is arguably the best heavyweight of the era and can look to retire after a few more. Okay, Tyson Fury said he had 2 pints of beer before the fight. And I'm looking at it like, well, if he had 2 pints of beer, did that hurt anything? Did that mean that it made him a little bit more careless, a little bit more reckless, a little bit more aggressive? And the answer to that question, people, we won't really know. And I think him saying that, I think this is just something that you shouldn't look at and view too closely, because at what point does overkill become the most relevant outcome? And what I mean by overkill is it's okay, you didn't train. You barely had enough time to train. You were stressed out. You couldn't run 3 miles, and that's what your dad said. But you got the job done. So I think at any point, like, to keep adding that on, sure, it's something to talk about, but it really gets you nowhere, because Tyson Fury did exactly what he's supposed to do. And honestly, I think those things that are mentioned, and I think because they are mentioned, it just makes Deontay Wilder look worse. You beat the man twice. Let it go. Okay? Yes, you must have drunk some beers and that and the other. Cool. You know, a lot of people do a lot of things before a fight that people don't think of. Like Terrence Crawford says he has sex before his fights. It relaxes him. Mike Tyson said he used to get high and do orgies. And the night that he did an orgy with his good friend Bobby Brown in Tokyo, Japan, he was knocked out by Buster Douglas. But did that stop Mike Tyson from knocking Buster Douglas down for over 10 seconds? No, it did not. So at what point do you ask yourself, is that relevance or not? And those are losses. These are wins. So regardless of what it really means, which it doesn't really mean anything, Tyson Fury still beat Deontay Wilder. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury confessing that he had a drinking spree before the Deontay Wilder fight. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.